Good morning friends, myself Professor Dhaval Chandarana, and we are learn a unit number 5 of cybersecurity subject known as Introductions of Cyber Crime Investigation. As previously my lecture, we will discuss some basic thing about a steganography. What is the actual definition about steganography? What is the requirement of steganography? And some example through which we can understand what is a steganography. So guys, today we will discuss an important concept about this particular unit known as DOS and DDoS attack. It is one of the attacks through which hacker can access our data and gain some private and personal information. So we'll start with the basic thing about DOS. As the name suggests, a DOS stands for Denial of Services. A denial of services or DOS attack is used to tie up a website's resources so that user who need to access the sites cannot do. Means it is just provide the permissions against the unauthorized access. Denial of services is nothing but the we need to provide only access against the legitimate users. We need to deny all those kind of accesses who should be not part of an actual one. Many major companies have been the focus of DOS attack because company provide lots of data within this website. If somehow they can access a data and misuse those kind of access, or we can say data, then it should be really harmful for the companies. So it is focused on denial of services attack. A bit of history. The first DOS attack was done by the 13 years old David Dennis in 1974. Dennis wrote a program using the external or ext command that forced some computer at the nearby university research lab to power off. It is nothing but the things a 13 years old child just run the exe command through which they just power off the particular nearby university research lab. So it is the things that a denial of services means all the activity should be done which should be not provided by the users as well as not provided by any legitimate user, and if they are performing, it means a denial of services. DOS attacks have evolved into the more complex and sophisticated distributed denial of services. It is the latest and updated versions of DDoS attack. The biggest attack ever recorded at the time targeted code hosting services GitHub in 2018. Just guys, a focus on it. This is the biggest attack ever recorded at the time the targeted code hosting services known as GitHub in 2018. So now I think you just know that what is a DDoS attack and what are the different things it should be happen with this particular attack. Attacker includes hack, which it's known as a hacker force activity is aimed at promoting a social or political causes. It is known as hacktivistic, means thus a hacker just use those kind of data against promoting a social as well as a political causes. Profit motivated cyber criminals and a nation state. Why they are using those attack? It's just the aim of earning some money against a national state. So they just take informations and create the issue against a political causes as well as a social information. As a figure mentions that DOS attack perform against a computer system, or we can say a victim. It is nothing but a server. A attacker just access a data within the computer and take a control all the services. So all the computer system will be performed with this particular victim services. means they just access a particular server. In this server, those kind of data will be easily accessed, and if they are communicate with any of the another computer as well as another server, they can directly access over the particular attacker system. So it is just a provide the informations or gaining the informations to access a server through which they can access all over the network. It is the actual concept behind a denial of services. Different forms of DDoS attack. Flooding attacks. There are the different things which we need to know about a DDoS attack. Second, flooding is the more common from the DDoS attack. It's occur when attack system is overwhelmed by the large amount of traffic. As a previously we says that we seen that one system will be accessed by the attacker through which they can directly access all over the system which should be connected within the internet. The server is unable to handle. The system eventually stopped. Means if they are providing a traffic against the particular system, against the particular network, so actual process, actual thing will be not identified which one is actual one and which one is not actual one. The ICMP flood, Internet Control Messaging Protocol, also known as a pink flood, is a type of DOS attack that send a smoothed packet of informations that hit every computer in a targeted network, taking advantage of misconfigurations network devices. In short, we can say that DOS attack is nothing but to busy the actual system so that they not identify the actual one and unlegitimate users. Means they can't differentiate between authorized and unauthorized users. Second, it is a crash attacks. Crash attack occur less often when a cyber criminal transmit a bugs that exploit flaws in the targeted system. The result is the system will be crashed, because if they are providing a crashing or we can say transmitting a bug, operating system or particular applications will be not access this kind of bug, so the actual result will be a crashing the system. Means you need to restart this particular operating system as well as applications. Crash attack and flooding attacks prevent legitimate users from the accessing online services such as websites, gaming sites, email and bank account. As we know, previously we will discuss the thing behind those attack is just busies the actual system through which hacker can easily access those kind of data, because a computer system is much busier to identify in between authorized and unauthorized users. And what are the different way to applying a crash attack in computer system? First one, they can use a websites, gaming sites, email and bank account through which they can easily access a personal informations. Now we need to learn how a DOS attack works. Unlike a virus or malware, a DOS attack doesn't depend on a special program to run. As previously we know that if of some viruses or worms, they want to activate it within this particular attachment of software, but in a DOS attack they not depends on any kind of special program. Instead, it take advantage of an inherent vulnerability in the way a computer network communications. As figure we sees that if anyhow hacker will access the server with use of any vulnerability, so that they can easily access all the computer system which should be connected by this particular server, as well as they can also gain the access through which the computer will be connected with the another computer. So they just gaining access against the vulnerability. Here as an example, suppose you wish to visit an e-commerce site in order to shop for a gift. Your computer sent a small packet of information to the websites, because if we want to load all the product in our computer screen, we need to request to access this kind of data. So that's why our computer system send a small packet to particular websites. The packet works as a hello. Basically, your computer says, "Hi, I would like to visit you. Please let me in." Means our computer system requests to visit a particular sites and provide the message, or we can say it is the starting message through which the website will be identify the particular users and provide the access. When a server receive your computer message, it send a short on back saying in a sense, "Okay, are you a real?" As for the identifications or authorized user, they provide the guaranteed against authorizations. That's why a server send a message to the users, "Okay, are you real?" Your computer responds yes, and communication is establishment. This establishment is also known as a three-way handshake protocol. Means a computer system send a message to the server identify the message and provide the acknowledgement in form of positive or negative. If server is busy, then provide the negative acknowledgement. If server is not busy and ready to establish a communication, they provide the positive response. After getting the positive response, computer system want to send a actual message. That's why a communication will be started. The website's homepage then pop-ups up on your screen and you can explore the site, because now a communication will be established. Your computer and the server continuous communicating as you click links, place order and carry out the other businesses. In a DOS attack, now we need to remember what is a DOS attack. In a DOS attack, a computer is triggered to send not just a one introductions to a server, but hundreds of thousands of. The server which cannot tell that the introductions are fake, send back it unusual response, waiting up to a minute in each case to hear a reply. As a previously we discussed that a DOS attack is nothing but to busying a particular server. They provide the actual response or identify a difference between legitimate and illegitimate users. So if we provide a single response, so server can easily reply within the particular time. But if we are not a legitimate user, then we are sending hundreds and thousands of message with a establishment connection. So server are really busy to find out the message will be real one or not real one. When it gets a no reply, the server shut down the connection and the computer execute the attack repeats, sending a new batch of a fake request, because there are the request to identify two particular server with a computer system, because computer system sends hundreds and thousands of requests to a particular server. So if a server will identify that a particular request is not legitimate, they can directly send a no message. Means a connection will not establishment, and the computer execute the attack repeats, sending a new batch of a fake request, because they are registered, it is known as a fake request. So for that, identifications of fake batch request to send the particular computer system. Now we need to learn how to prevent a DOS attack. Method 1, get help a recognize attack. Companies often use a technology or anti-DOS DDoS services to help defend themselves. This can help you recognize between legitimate spikes in a network traffic and DDoS attack. First method is to identify or helping recognizing attacks, because if a request should be generated by the computer is single one, then it's very easy to identify it should be a legitimate or not legitimate. But if a computer system provide a lots of requests, then it is very difficult to identify which one is legal one and which one is illegal. Method number 2, contact your internet service provider, or we can say ISP. If you find your company is under attack, you should notify your internet service provider as soon as possible to determine it. If your traffic can be routed, having a backup ISP is a good idea too. Why we are contact to ISP? Because internet service provider known about a website's traffic, means a traffic it should be a really high without any kind of requirement, without any kind of authorized users. Then ISP take a regularly backup, and if they found the unnecessary traffic, then they can easily take a backup, so our data will be secure. Also consider a service that can disappear the massive DDoS traffic among a network server. That can help render an attack inactive, or we can say ineffective. Means consider the service that can disappear the massive DDoS traffic on a particular website. So if we are contact to ISP, they can directly reject those kind of requests through which the traffic will be generated, and that can help a render or bifurcating those traffic which one is legitimate and which one is illegitimate under the attack of ineffectives. Method number 3 is investigate black hole routing. Internet service provider can use a black hole routing. It directly access a traffic into a null route, sometimes referred to as a black hole. This can help prevent the targeted websites or a network from the crashing. Means they take a backup through which those targeted websites should be generated more than as much required traffic. The drawback is that both the legitimate and illegitimate traffic is routed or rerouted in the same way. So as a line mentions that it is a drawback because we can't identify between the legitimate and illegitimate. So all the legal and illegal user want to root at this particular websites. Means they can't access this particular website till ISP not provide the permissions. So it is drawback for the illegal users also. Method number 4, it is a configure of firewall and routers. Firewall and router should be configured to reject a bogus traffic. I think you know very well what is a firewall, what is the different things to install a firewall, and what is the importance against the firewall of cybersecurity. Remember to keep your routers and a firewall updated with the latest security patches, because a firewall it is the entry point through which any of the data should be requested and sent through our computer system. So we need to update as much as possible our security patch. Method number 5, it is a consider front end hardware. Application front end hardware that's integrated into the network before traffic reach a server can help analyze and screen data packets. As a front end hardware, they migrations or perform integration into the network before traffic reach a server, because a firewall it is also part of hardware also. So if we are installing a hardware firewall, so if an unauthorized user want to access a data, first they go with this particular hardware, and this particular hardware identify the actual informations about a request. The hardware classifies the data as a priority, regular or a dangerous as they enter a system. As we mentioned that a hardware classifies the difference between three things like a priority, regular or a dangerous, means they are identify the legitimate and illegitimate users. It can also help block a treating a data, means if someone want to access a data or websites without any kind of permissions, or they have built to traffic on a particular website, the hardware front end is directly blocked or rejected those kind of requests. Now we study a distributed denial of services attack, or we can say DDoS attack. A distributed denial of services DDoS attack is one of the most powerful weapons on the internet. As the name itself suggested, it is the most powerful weapons. When you heard about a website being brought down by the hackers, it generally means it has become a victim of DDoS attack. The message you just remember that if you search any websites and a website provide a message like brought down by hackers, it means the hacker will use a DDoS attack to generate lots of traffic against this particular websites, and for this the website should be not properly working. In short, this means that hacker have attempt to make a website or a computer unavailable by flooding or crashing the website with a too much traffic. Now I think you know that what is a DDoS attack. Means a hacker just provide lots of flooding packets through which the system will be maybe crash or maybe a much heavier traffic. Means it's to be a down one. The aim is to overwhelm them with a more traffic than the server or a network can accommodate. Means if the limitations of use of particular website, it should be much increasing, so website is not properly working. The goal is to render the websites or a service inoperable. Means the actual requirement or actual response will be generated by the website, it's not provided with as much time, because a DDoS attack should be happen on this particular website. The example of DDoS attack is if victim, or we can say host network, is accessing all the system. Now attacker just access the handlers who can handle a server or a computer, and those computer will be connected with the victim or host network. Blue line mentions a command and control. Means a attacker generates a command and control the handlers. Handler controls the particular agents. So directly we can say that attacker command with this particular agent and control those computer. And red line means they just provide the commands, so the identification is not generated because the command will be generated through the agent, and the attack will be performed by the agent system to a victim system. So on a victim system, they just provide agent information because they are hiding the informations. So it is known as a denial of services attack. Now we see is that a victim handle lots of traffic requests, that's why they can't identify the actual attack information. They just identification of lots of agent information. So it is the actual case about a denial of services attack. Now how do a DOS attack work? The theory behind a DOS attack is simple. All thoughts attack can range in their level of sophistications. Here is the basic idea. Now we see that what are the basic things. First, a DOS, or we can say DDoS, is a cyber attack on a server, services, websites or a network flood it with the internet traffic. As line mentions that a DDoS is a cyber attack on a server, services, maybe attack with on server, maybe they can access a different services, websites or a network floods. Network flood means a communication between a actual server and legitimate servers, it with the internet traffic. Network connections on the internet consist of a different layer of open system interconnection OS model. Different types of DDoS attacks focused on a particular layer. A few examples now we see is that what are the different models through which, or we can say different OSI model through which DDoS attack will be performed. Layer 3, the network layer, attack are known as a SMFM attacks, ICMP floods and IP ICMP fragmentations, because actual network connections will happen with this particular network. Layer 4, it is a transport layer. Attack include a synchronized flood, UDP flood and the TCP connections executions. So in the layer 3 and layer 4, it is the use of traffic in between a actual handler as well as a victim system. So a hacker can access those two layers and generate the network floods. In network 7 layer, the application layer mainly HTTP encrypted attacks. On a layer number 7, if hacker perform the attack on DDoS attack, they are using HTTP encrypted attacks, through which they can identify the users through which the data will be accessed. Like we can say that it is the use of websites, where a GUI will be provided by the unauthorized users, and the use of this kind of GUI and generate the traffic against this particular websites, network or services. What are the symptoms and what are the different activity through which we can find out the DDoS attack? DDoS attack have a definitely symptoms. The problem is the symptoms are so much like other issues you might have with your computer, ranging from a viruses to a slow internet connections, that it can be hard to tell without professional diagnosis. The symptoms of DDoS include, if as a previously we says that if a virus will be affected our computer system, then we can easily find out with the antiviruses. But in a DDoS attack, it is really hard to identify that our system will be affected a DDoS attack or not, because for that we need to require a professional diagnosis. Slow access to file either locally or remotely. I will just mention different things or different symptoms through which we can identify DDoS attack, but it is not clearly says that it should be happen within the DDoS attack only. So first, it is a slow access because traffic will be high. A long-term inliability to access a particular website, like a website should be running with the specific image load, video load, but the video and image is not load within the particular time, means if they take too much time to respond it. Third, internet disconnections, means a particular interval of time the internet will be disconnected automatically and connect with the automatically. Problems accessing all the websites, means within the computer system you never access any of the websites. It is one of the things that your computer system will be perform some another activity should be not by the user one, or we can say it is not provided by the legal users. Next, accessing amount of spam email, means in a email account there are the lots of spam email will be generated by the hackers. If we are reading those kind of mail, so a DDoS attack may be performed in our computer system. Now we study a types of DDoS attack. DDoS attacks generally consist of attack that fall into one or more category, which some more sophisticated attacks combining attacks on a different vector. Means DDoS attack will be differentiated with the different activities. These are the categories known as volume based attack. These send a massive amount of traffic to the overwhelm or network bandwidth. Second, protocol attacks. These are the more focused and exploit the vulnerability in a server resources, means they are just breaking the protocols which will be provided by the firewalls. Applications attack are the most sophisticated from the DDoS attack, focusing on a particular web application. It is focusing on a web application through which they can generate a traffic on a particular website as well as on a network. Now the last point, we will discuss how to protect ourselves from distributed denial of services. For this, we can use a different method. First method, take a quiet actions. What are the action we need to require? The earlier DDoS attack is a progress is identified, means they can easily identify with the help of progressing nature. The more readily the harm can be contained. Companies should use the technology or anti-DDoS services that can assist you in a recognize legitimate spikes in a network traffic and a DDoS attack. So in a progressive nature, the companies or organization can easily found that something is happened with an unnecessary request. So that's why we can take actions against those unnecessary requests. Second method, it is a configure firewall and routers. As we previously mentioned that a firewall and router should be configured to reject bogus traffic, and you should keep your routers and firewall updated with the latest security patch. This remain your initial line of defenses because it is the gate between your computer system and outside of network. Method number 3, it is known as a consider artificial intelligence, or we can say AI. While present the defense of advantage of firewall and intrusions detection system are common, AI is being used to develop a new system. The system that can quickly route internet traffic to the cloud whenever it is analyzed, and malicious web traffic can be blocked before it reach a company's computer. Now the latest IT industry is known as AI technology. AI means they can identify all every second of information which we will implemented, and if they found any kind of behavior which should be not provided by the users or legal user, they can directly provide the information against the illegal activities. They also provide the traffic analysis against the all requests will be generated by these particular websites, and if they found those kind of activity is regularly on those particular websites, then they change a particular criteria against the internet traffic clouds. And the last thing, or we can say last method to protect against the DDoS services is a secure your internet on thing devices. In short, we can say securing a IoT. This one is for consumer, means end users. To keep your device from the becoming a part of a botnet, it's a smart to make sure your computers have a trusted security software. It's important to keep it updated with the latest security patch. I think now it is the last point. We discussed so many times that we need to update our computer system, or we can say operating system, software which we are currently using, firewall, routers and antivirus. So for this a hacker will be not easily access our computer system. So that's why those four things, to help with those four methods, we protect against a distributed denial of services attack. Now I think you know about what is a DDoS attack, what is DOS attack, what are the different things, what are the different activity if our computer system will be perform a DOS or DDoS attack, and if a system is infected, then what are the different methods through which we can getting our data or reduce the traffic against unlegitimate requests. So I hope you are clear about DOS and DDoS attack. Thank you so much.